Welcome to a key making video for this 5 lever lock. So 3 weeks ago I received this cash box from a friend of mine in the locked up state, and I showed you a picking of it and I showed you the result of my attempt to make a working key. So this is made from a hinge plus some additional spare parts that were accessible for me at this point in time. This beautiful key is actually working really nice. No problem with that. But of course, this is not a proper solution. So I bought myself a blank. You can see it's too wide and it's too high, and it needs some filing for the bitting, of course, but this will be fun. So let's go downstairs and do some cutting and filing. So first thing I want to do is to roughly cut the key that it fits into the keyway. Therefore I mark it with a black marker and make scratches at the place where I want to cut it. Let it dry for a second. Okay, I think now it's dry. And I'll do this just roughly and make it a little bit bigger and then file it slowly down. So let's compare it to the template key that I made. Okay, in this dimension the mark is pretty good. And let's see the other dimension. Here the key would become a little bit too big, but that's because of the width of the housing. That's no problem, we will slowly file it down. Looks like that we actually don't have to file away much from the key. Looks pretty good in this dimension, a little bit too long, and also looks pretty good in that dimension. So a little bit of filing and then the key should fit in the keyway. So now the key fits nicely in the keyway, and I've painted the key black to get some impressioning marks, because now it interacts with the levers but even doesn't reach the bolt. You can see it overlifts all the levers, and Yeah, I hope to see some impressioning marks here. Yes, I do. So now I can start filing down the portion until the key interacts with the bolts, and then we go from there. So I file a little bit on the key and we can see the remaining part. That's the part that will interact with the bolt. And now I have to work on the bitting. When I turn the key, we can see lever 1, that's the one next to you in this window, is overlifted a lot. So that means that for lever 1 I have to file away quite a bit from the key, and this also matches the template key, where for lever 1, now it's on the top, that's quite a deep cut. So let me work a little bit on the bitting and I'll come back with an intermediate state. So I filed away a little bit from 1 and rounded the edges. Now we can see that 1 is not overlifting anymore. But another wafer, and when we carefully look what it is, it's number 3. So now it's time to work on 3, and this also matches the template key, where we can see that 1, 3 and 5 are deeper cuts and 2 and 4 are shallow cuts. Okay, let's move on filing. We are making progress and the key shows a nice bitting. And the process of filing is the following. I use the key, turn it and see which lever overlifts the most, and here it's 1. And then I just file away a little bit from this position and test again. Only a little bit at a time, and I'm trying to round it evenly on both sides so that it can turn nicely. So let's check again. Still overlifts, but not as much as before, so I need to continue at 1. And I always compare the current state of the key with my template key, not to overdo it, not to make a mistake. I could just measure the depth of the cuts here on the template key and try to transfer it to this key, but I want to do it from scratch because this is actually pretty good fun. So let's continue filing. Back with an intermediate state, bitting gets more interesting and we can see more variations here. When I now turn the key, all levers except 2 overlift. So that means we need filing on all positions but not on 2. So 2 will remain very high, and this also matches to the template key, where you can see that number 2 is the longest bit here. So let's continue filing. So we are making good progress here. When I now turn the key, we can see that also lever 2 comes into play now, and the bolt starts moving a little bit. All levers are actually overlifting, so we need filing on every lever position, but there is not much work to do left until this works. So we have a success now. After half an hour of constant filing and checking, we have a working key. It's a bit stiff and on the overset side, but it works. So this needs a little bit of fine-tuning and then it will work smoothly. Alright, I'm done. And here is the key that I filed and tested the last 2 hours. I could have filed it a little bit more evenly, but actually the key works pretty nice. So it turns left to right really smoothly. It's a bit on the overset side, but I left it this way because I think if there will be wear on the key, then it's better this way than the other way around. Yeah, 2 hours or even more working on a key like this might sound exhausting to you, but it's not. It was really great fun, and of course the highlight is when the key works the first time in the lock after a lot of filing. If it turns left to right and right to left, this is really exciting. Yeah, so we started with a blank, with an oversized blank like this, and managed to get a working key just by looking at this window here. So this is really great fun and really exciting for me. I think I will go to a locksmith and ask if he can copy the bidding from this key to the blank. Let's see what he will say. And yeah, other than that, I will now reassemble the treasure box and show you the box finally working with this key. Alright, the box is reassembled and I closed the lid. And now I can lock it up the first time with my self-made key. Very smooth, locked up. And now I can open it up again, unlock and open it. Great. So, mission completed. Let's see what's inside. Maybe there is now something inside. There's a note. Yes, of course. Thanks for watching. Happy picking and bye bye.